Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you again. Hello, Teodora, for the second time, I think, right?
Exactly. Hello, Darko. Hello, everyone. It is really great to be here today.
So this is now really refreshing because usually the people are really used on Roland. He's also a nice guy, absolutely, but I'm much more enjoying with you. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I don't have glasses, but I have this hairband, so there's always a problem.
Very good. So let's go directly into the subject because we have limited time and so many topics and so many very
Yes.
interesting issues to share with our audience. Dear audience, you will see we are so passionate about this subject today. I'm sure that you will feel that, and I'm sure that we will share some very interesting information. At least they are very interesting for us. And to be honest, they are already influencing our business as well. And I'm really, really sure that they will influence your business and your life as well. So the topic today is Metaverse. On one side, we want to discuss what is Metaverse at all. But on the other side, we want to discuss what are the retailers doing in the metaverse? What are the opportunities that are opening for them? And of course, for all of us as well. So this is the subject for today. But on the beginning, let me first give you some organizational topics. We are streaming on two platforms, YouTube and LinkedIn. And don't worry, if you are somehow under the pressure and if you are not able to stay the whole event with us, don't worry, we will record it and you can see it later as well. It will be published on LinkedIn and on YouTube as well. Additionally, if you enjoy more to hear it, let's say, no problem at all, we will publish it as a podcast as well. And for that, just go to any kind or any of those bigger podcast platforms, like, for example, Spotify, and just search for the Retail Talks and you will find us. Definitely. So we will publish it a couple days later. So today we are talking about the metaverse. This is the live topic for today. In 2 weeks, we should have another live event, but unfortunately or fortunately, there is a public holiday in Serbia. So we have to skip that date and we will run the next live event on the 1st March. And the topic for the next live event will be fiscalization in beautiful Bulgaria. So you are already now invited to join us on 1st of March with that topic as well. Okay, let me give on the beginning some words about us. We are a company called Fiscal Solutions, but we are not some kind of financial advisor. So whatever you hear today, it's nothing meant to give you any kind of financial advices. It's just to entertain you and to give you some interesting information that we think that are important and interesting. So we are just calling us, our name is Fiscal Solutions, but we are not related to any kind of fiscal services. We are IT company and we are producing IT software solution for the fiscal countries. So if the retailers are going into the countries like Bulgaria, Italy, Germany, France, and so on, they have to follow certain tax-related rules and laws. And we are the company which is producing software to make it easier for those companies. That's why we are very interested in the trends and in anything what is coming in the near future around retail, let's say. And that's why Metaverse is something what is very interesting for us as well. Okay, so this is basically about the company. Let us introduce ourselves from the beginning. Teodora, could I ask you to give us some words about yourself, please?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Darko, to giving back the mic to me. We both love to talk, and this is a very hot subject today. So I think our timing will be, a little bit on fire as well today, but that is also great. Hello, everyone, again from me. My name is Teodora. I'm a marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. You can see my Twitter account on the screen, and if you're watching us on LinkedIn, go ahead and let's connect. Before I tell you a few words about myself, I would just love to ask, where from are you watching us? I'm asking this because before I had the opportunity to live in the States and in Canada, and having people from different places at one place is really inspiring for me. So please let us know in the comments below. We love to use these live events to start a conversation This is a live topic, a hot topic, so it will be a great conversation, I'm sure. But before we do that, drop a comment and let us know where from are you watching us, so we can just get to know each other a bit better. I'm a New York City. Great. Hello, New York City.
Greetings to New York.
Greetings
Pakistan.
to Pakistan. Amazing.
Hello, Muhammad.
Amazing. Hello, everyone. I would...
hello, Germany. Same like me. I'm in Hamburg.
India.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
I'm in Serbia at the moment. I didn't say that. Thank you for sharing your locations. I would just like to tell you that I'm a passionate marketer. My background comes from international experience in sales and marketing. I do hold a master's degree in economics and business, but I do work in marketing in fiscalization for quite some time. And being in this industry is really challenging and really inspiring professionally. So talking to you today about Metaverse is really a great opportunity. Thank you, Darko, again for watching me, and I'm really looking forward to the next hour.
Thank you, Teodora. Thank you very much. Before I introduce myself shortly, I want to tell you that we have actually 3 people in this team. So the 2 of them you see on your screens, but there is a third one. Milica, show yourself. Nice to see you, Italy, Indonesia, hello, and Milica, hello as well. Milica is in the back office, in the background, and she is the master of the technology on behind. So, Milica, could you introduce yourself shortly?
Yeah, of course. Surprise, everyone. I'm here just to say hello and to call you to an action, actually. So, fiscalize and chill, people. I hope that you will have a great time today with Teodora and Darko. I am Milica and I'm marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. So that's all I will be at background. And I hope that I won't be a master of a disaster today.
Don't worry. Thank you, Milica.
You're a technical master today, that is for sure.
Thank you very much. So later during our session, you will exactly understand why it's so important today to have Milica, because we have a small surprise for you. In order to explain you Metaverse on the best possible way, we will create, yes, you heard right, we will create in front of your eyes Metaverse, a real one, real Metaverse. So, like a magic, yes, and we will use it to explain you what is actually behind the Metaverse and how to define it actually. So before we go into the details, let me give you some words about myself. I'm one of the co-owners of company Fiscal Solutions. I'm living in Hamburg in beautiful Germany. I saw that we have several guests from Germany. Nice to see you, neighbors. Very nice to have you here. I am engineer, but I'm passionate about retail and even more nowadays about Metaverse, blockchain, and all these technologies which are behind. And why? Actually, there are 2 reasons why I'm today focused on these technologies since several months, to be honest. Basically, there are 2 reasons here. One reason is related to the strategy of the company. As retailers are talking about this kind of technology, it has to be interesting for us as well, because based on that, we are defining our strategies. And on the other side, the governments are interested in those technologies as well. And we are producing software which is fulfilling the governmental requirements for the retailers. This means if the governments are starting talking about Metaverse, maybe in order to control it somehow, or if they are talking about fiscalization concepts or retailing concepts that they have to control in the direction of taxes and so on, then it's definitely subject for us. So this is one area and why I'm so interested in this topic. The second area is related to our own strategy to issue our own NFTs. We will have at the end of the year, around December or something like that, own utility-based NFTs. So this means we will connect our services to the NFTs. Our customers will be able to purchase NFTs or to sell even the NFTs between each other. And with each NFT, there will be utilities like our workshops, our products, and other services related. So that it's a nice and interesting combination of NFTs and utilities in the IT world. That's why it's something very special. This is how to say the passion that I have. And today we are going now into the details about Metaverse. What is Metaverse? First, great question, because it's on one side maybe not that easy to explain, but I think it's actually very easy to explain. I see it as a digital implementation of dreams and fantasies. Digital implementation of dreams. Technically, basically, it's nothing more than a software which is used to present, let's say, those dreams. Of course, there are some other topics and some other nice utilities and issues which are related to that. But basically, this is the creation of the dream world, let's say. In order to explain you exactly what I mean, let me do something very special. Milica, can I ask you please to create Metaverse? Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. Thank you very much. So just to be in the picture. So this is our first fiscal solution, small Metaverse. It's just one house, yes, but actually, or even better to say, it's just an image of the house, yes. But as we are a very good company and as we have so many developers, we develop the infrastructure on behind, which is making it possible for you, for anybody of our audience or whomever, to buy at least piece of this house, maybe just one room, or even maybe the complete house. It's up to you to decide. If you have several elements or complete house, you can be the owner, and my technology can help you to create whatever you want with that house. You can paint the walls yellow if you want, or you can purchase additional chairs or put them inside, or you can do whatever you want. Maybe you want to rent it to somebody. If this is a very nice house, you will rent it. It's great. So it's actually a piece of software providing the infrastructure to have a dream and a fantasy in front of you. But if I see that you like it, and if I see that you are really enjoying it, why not creating several of those houses and sell it more? So Milica, please create a little bit bigger universe and Metaverse. Perfect. Now we have the complete street. So it's still our small Metaverse, and there are several houses, of course. And one of them, it was just purchased by you maybe, and another one in your neighborhood is purchased maybe by somebody else. And now imagine the situation. You are coming to this house that you purchased, and you meet at that moment your neighbor, because your neighbor purchased the second one, and suddenly he's in the same moment in the neighbor's house, or in the same environment, let's say, but in the different house. As we are a very good company, as we have developers which are great, we are able to develop, of course, the communication tools as well. So this means if you meet your neighbors, which is just one house beside you, you can talk to him. Perfect. And maybe then you see the chairs which this guy has in his house, and you ask him, hey, neighbor, dear neighbor, could you sell me please your chairs? I want to have them as well. We are a very good company. We have great developers, and we have Milica in the background. So we will make the own currency so that you can pay the neighbor for the chairs. But as we are good, in order to avoid that everybody can create as many coins as they like, because they put some numbers in the table, we will use certain technology to avoid double spending. So if you have 100, it's just 100, and if you spend it, that's it. So this means we will control the transactions, and we will ensure by technology that nobody can cheat each other, and that you cannot create I don't know, the always again and again and again same amounts, and by that getting rich and rich and rich. So you see, and now imagine that one of those houses was bought by the very prominent guy, by the, I don't know, very famous actor. Suddenly, everybody wants to be around this guy, and suddenly they want to buy those houses behind him. This means that the demand is created. As bigger demand, the bigger amount can be earned by the guys which are owning the houses. perfect. I love this as a company. And if I want to use that, and I will do something very special. I will create a big, very big metaverse. Milica, boom, create it, please. Now I have complete city. I can sell many houses, and all of them will be really owned by somebody, because the technology is making it possible, and nobody can change it. Nobody can take it from you away. It's your house because you have a digital certificate. It's belonging to you. And I, as a provider, guarantee you that you will be always able to access it by technology. I provide everything what is needed, that you are able to paint your houses, to purchase the chairs from your neighbor or from the retailer which is near to your house in the virtual world. So basically what we did, we created Metaverse. So it's nothing more. Actually, this is a picture which you are just enjoying, and everything else is the philosophy behind and technology which is fulfilling certain requirements, making it possible for you to purchase and to enjoy all those elements. Thank you, Milica. You see, actually, it's nothing more. But on the other side, it's quite complex, of course, because you need the technologies which are enabling all those dreams to become reality, let's say. But at the end, it's still just a picture. It's still just a piece of software. For those guys of you who are, let's say, a little bit older like I am, you remember for sure the tools or environment called Second Life. Do you remember it? If yes, just please insert a comment that you remember the Second Life. Second Life was actually Metaverse. But suddenly, or at the moment of the Metaverse or Second Life was not the right one. We needed something else. And what was needed is actually Facebook. So the trigger for the trend today was Facebook, because Facebook renamed the company in Meta. And by that, they showed a clear commitment and a clear focus on something which was totally strange for all of us. How can somebody be so crazy and change the complete strategy of that giant company, which is so rich, into something totally new? I thought by myself, this could be really crazy. But then I thought, these guys are not crazy. Otherwise, they would not be that rich and the company would not be that successful. This means there is something behind. And it is definitely. And this caused the explosion, let's say, the explosion of the Metaverse. And we are now just on the beginning of this explosion. So the points, or let's say the effects of those explosions which are just happening are to come. They are still not there. Okay, let me discuss a little bit, or let me give you some points about the technologies, because we are a technology company. Several times I told you that we have a great developers which are able to develop Metaverse and so on. Let me give you some words about the technologies which are needed, and I will simplify that again a little bit, and I will use this simplification picture that we just drew to explain a little bit more. Let's discuss a little bit first the requirements which are needed in order to create Metaverse. First, you need software which is able to present the 3D, means several dimensions, let's say, in the virtual world, in the virtual environment. So you need a kind of graphical environment. This could be 2D or 3D. This is one point. Second point, you need definitely something which is creating the experience and engagement of the people possible. Means you need a piece of hardware which is enabling everybody to enjoy these 3D environments, virtual worlds, and so on. Okay? Then you need, of course, infrastructure, which is basically making possible to purchase the things on that way that nobody can change it, that it's really immutable, that it's really belonging to you and to nobody else. This is one point. And another point is you need something which is really making everything secure, because at the end, we are working with real money. At the end, you are purchasing the goods in the Metaverse with real money. You just convert it somehow to something else, but actually you're using the real money. So this means Not only that you have to take care about the security, that nobody can steal your money from your pocket, but you need also to avoid double spendings and all this kind of accountings, more or less, which are related to that. Security of the transactions, basically. And it would be perfect if you could do all of that without your real name and real data at the end. So let's call it like this. You should own your own data. Definitely perfect, and not somebody else. I'm talking in that moment about decentralization of the data. So these are the requirements. If we see which technologies are today fulfilling those requirements, it's quite easy to understand what's going on. First, the 3D rendering engines are needed in order to present, let's say, these virtual 3D worlds. We already have them. There are so many games, virtual or video games engines which are presenting those worlds and which can be used. Perfect. Related to the hardware which you need, there are so many glasses which you can put on your eyes and see virtual reality or augmented reality or whatever. So you can really dive into those worlds and feel them. You can engage 100%, so perfectly. Regarding infrastructure, means decentralization, means security of the transactions, means digital signatures and certifications or digital certificates of the ownerships. Perfect. This is exactly blockchain, what we have. These are the exactly technologies built on the top of the blockchain, like, for example, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and so on. Basically, blockchain is the infrastructure. NFTs are actually the stuff in the metaverse which you can buy and which are created on the blockchain technology. And crypto is nothing else than the money which is used in the metaverse. So you see, actually, we have this technology and we had it since many years. It's nothing new, but the combination of all those elements plus the right moment, Facebook just changed the name and so on, this caused the explosion of the metaverse. So actually, not that complex, not that problematical or difficult to understand. It's quite easy and simple as we created the metaverse. So if you have questions to this simplification, please just put them into the comments. We can make it even more interesting and create maybe even some more cities here on the screen.
I would, Darko, I would love to add that it is simple once you understand it, but with your house metaphor, it really is just amazing how simple it is. And me, after doing some research and learning about it, I've realized how simple it is, and I can't wait to share my findings. So while we are
this is very interesting. Please share with us all your thoughts related to the retailers which are now active in the metaverse. What's going on there?
Thank you. I said in the beginning it will be hard to get a mic from you, but now it's mine. Now it's mine.
Take it.
I'm joking. Before I continue, I would just love to ask the audience that shared the locations with us, please let us know in the comments below your thoughts about Metaverse. And I see Ronald, not Roland, but Ronald asking a question. Can we get a recording of the event? Yes, absolutely. Sure. After this live event is finished, you will be able to watch it on LinkedIn and on our YouTube channel. So thank you for asking.
Immediately, yes.
Absolutely. Before I share my research with you, I will ask Kind, our production, Milica, the master in the background, to share the video with us. And you, everyone that's watching us, please comment in the chat box your thoughts on Metaverse and your thoughts on the video. So, production, thank you very much. Let's go.
Would you buy clothes that don't exist? And how much would you be willing to pay? Earlier this year, Benoit Pagotto's design studio, Artifact, worked with teenage digital artist Ferocious to sell 620 pairs of virtual sneakers, generating a total of $3.1 million in less than 5 minutes.
NFTs are a new type of digital art that's simply exploded into the scene in the last couple of months. This video clip of a spinning shoe sold for $38,000, and this animation of a rainbow cat sold for $590,000.
As soon as I was in the public area, I started hearing people talk and chat, and apparently there are no masks in the metaverse. I was dropped into an area with lots of trippy little Lego-looking people, and I attempted to interview them.
Yes, we are ready.
Amazing. Thank you, Milice, from the background for sharing the video with us. So everyone, to everyone who is watching us, are you ready? We decided to share this little video with you since we do specialize in video content for us as well. So it's always a pleasure to do something like that. And my goal was for you to see with your eyes, not just only here, Metaverse, it's somewhere out there, but actually see what is happening and what many brands are already doing. I couldn't believe it myself. And I just shared in a LinkedIn post today earlier that at first I thought Metaverse was funny, then I thought it was scary. Now I think it's really important because it will bring new revenue streams for many companies. It will bring completely new projects for content creation departments for many companies. So it is definitely something important we need to learn about. Everyone who is in IT, especially retail, especially. So to all our audience, please comment below. How did you like the video? I wanna hear your comments. How did you feel about a video? How do you feel about the topic? And while you guys are commenting, I would love to share what I've learned lately about Metaverse and about retailing in the Metaverse. Even though it sounds a bit futuristic, it's not futuristic, it is already here. And as you've seen in the video, many retailers have already started with their Metaverse and with their NFT projects and journey. You've seen many brands in the video. I will mention also that Walmart announced earlier they would step into the virtual world, providing currency and also allowing customers to buy and sell NFTs. Kaufland, German hypermarket chain. Did I say that right? Kaufland, yes.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you. Also has a store in Metaverse. Barbie and Ken have their avatars. Jimmy Choo, Gucci, Coca-Cola, Asics, Forever 21, Under Armour, Ralph Lauren, Burberry, they're all in those projects already. Dolce & Gabbana as well. And I will mention some of the most successful stories. All of them have been successful. And once we talk about these stories, please note, it's like a mental note, all of these projects ended up having revenue in more than thousands and millions of dollars. I will mention Adidas at first and their amazing debut into digital art and in Metaverse, which consisted of 30,000 NFTs, each of which gave the buyer an exclusive right to own physical product in the future. And in one afternoon, they made $22 million of that. And the products are not there yet. They will be during 2022. Can you imagine that? One NFT project. I want to pay attention to the comments as well. Hello, Bhavani. I hope I pronounced your name well. It looks so real. but we can buy and sell here, do real business. Yes, 100%. And I see Mohammed commenting, it's like a new dimension of business added, just like every company had the website. Yes, that is completely true. Completely true. It sounds futuristic, but it's just another more engaging, more creative, more realistic website. And as I and Darko were sharing our thoughts on this topic, we came to a conclusion that this will be more natural technology. Even though technology and nature are completely opposite terms, this will definitely be more natural technology, as we will be able to engage with everyone who is there in completely different level. I would to come back to retailers and their NFT and Metaverse projects. I would love to mention Boohoo Men, a fashion house who had a different approach to NFTs. So they didn't sell them, but they decided to give their NFTs to 8 lucky winners. So here we can see that NFTs are not just a revenue stream, but they are a completely new and different marketing tactic. And these characteristics that NFTs have to be something different for a company is also something that will, help them be in usage even more. Chris Colo, hello everyone. Hello from us as well. Thank you for joining. Basically, besides these NFT projects, many brands are already engaging in Metaverse projects, meaning they have stores in Metaverse already. So if you couldn't make it to New York, like we couldn't in January this year for NRF, a big retail show, you can definitely visit the Samsung New York store that's on 837 Washington Street in New York, in Metaverse, the Central End. So it is really amazing how something that is physically there in New York City, like their store, you can definitely visit their flagship store on the Central End and have pretty much the similar experience like you would have in real life. Besides Samsung, I would love to mention Carrefour, a French hypermarket chain that has bought land on the Sandbox. So we can definitely see high fashion brands entering retail, but also hypermarket chains, which gives us, the certainty to say this will definitely be the path for retailers in the future to engage and definitely have another platform to be on. Besides NFT and Metaverse projects of these retailers I mentioned, there is many more. We can mention all of them in this hour, but if this is an inspiration for you to research more, I would be really happy to have achieved that. You can definitely visit one of the websites we do. It's NFTs in Retail. It is up there in the comments because that is where we post newest and latest updates from NFT and Metaverse world concerning retailers especially. Besides these projects, I wanted to mention how we will have completely new products that actually consist of virtual and physical. But I will jump to that as soon as I read Ronald's comment. Multiple metaverses, that is true.
May I pick up this question because
Absolutely.
it is a little bit technical. So
Absolutely.
if I buy a retail space in multiple metaverse, which we have actually, and they will be there for sure in the future, will I be able to move NFTs between my multiple retail locations in different metaverses? Desire to be able to service customers where they shop. Great point. Unfortunately, the technique today is not that on that level, let's say, that you can combine the blockchains. Usually you have a different, from the technical and architectural point of view, different types of blockchain, like, for example, Ethereum blockchain. And you have on the other side, different one, like, for example, Solana. If you buy NFT on Solana blockchain, infrastructure, you are not able to transfer them just like that to the another chain like Ethereum. But there are, in the moment, I know some of them, projects, they are calling them Internet of Blockchains. So what they want to do is to create the bridges between blockchains. And this is very early stage in the moment. I don't know, not one which is in the moment really functioning well. There are some more or less in the beta version. So I strongly believe that really soon, maybe 1 year or something like that, we will be able to exchange at least, let's say partially exchange some of the NFTs, and after that, soon after that, even to combine different blockchains. So this would be, of course, very, very good if we could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Darko, for jumping in. You saw me clapping my other laptop. Thank you for answering the question. I like to mention it's like, having e-commerce on different websites, basically. And I saw one of the comments, Metaverse will be like different malls. So you have to enter a different mall to actually go to a different store. That was a great question. And to everyone, don't be shy. Go ahead, keep commenting. Maybe if we don't make it, if we don't answer to the comment today, we will answer. So go ahead and be free to do that. I would love to go back to one more note I had about what is happening today. That is the combination of physical and virtual products that will become possible. Great example is, for example, Nike and Nikeland, since they've put their Metaverse in their physical flagship store in New York. So their customers could put VR and AR glasses and actually engage with avatars in the store. So a completely new level of engagement with customers, but in the store. I think it's pretty fantastic. Also, Blockbar is one of the really interesting examples. Blockbar is selling NFTs from luxury liquor brands, and each NFT is corresponding to a real physical bottle. Can you imagine that? So customer owns a physical bottle, and the NFT is proof of ownership that Blockbar is storing. And you can see here also a different characteristic of NFTs. So they can be different things depending on the marketing strategy. Dolce & Gabbana has exhibited their NFTs in their flagship store in New York. And I would just love to mention that their impossible tiara that exists only in the Metaverse was sold after their real show in Venice for $300,000. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Something that is not existing in the real world. And one more thing before you, Darko, continue. I see you wanting to jump in.
I love Metaverse, this question.
Yes, with Metaverse, we will definitely have new types of retailers. I would love to mention something we read about Facebook. They are discussing plans, so it's nothing official, but they're discussing plans about opening brick and mortar stores around the world with hardware equipment for Metaverse, so they make it more accessible to people and that they build a hype. So with all of these changes, we can definitely see that Metaverse is establishing itself like a normal digital space, like everything digital we have now. So Darko, please answer the questions.
Yes. I love this question. I really love it. So thank you very much. So Dirk is asking how customers can be secure that NFTs keep its value if the service of a platform is down or not available anymore. Now let's remember the situation on the beginning as I created the Metaverse in front of you. This Metaverse was totally depending on myself. If I'm tomorrow in the hospital and Milica is not working anymore in our company and you purchase that house, my Metaverse, if it's down, I'm not there, I cannot maintain it, and that's it. This is, let's say, something which is actually not Metaverse. I created only to simplify it. The base or the technology behind Metaverse is blockchain. One of the major characteristics of blockchain is the redundancy, so the copy of the data. This means there are nodes in the blockchain, and each of those nodes has the same data. So this means if I am in the hospital and you cannot use house that is on my machine, on my server, Teodora is maybe working and her copy is 100% the same like my copy. So this means if you purchase the house and I have several redundant data around the network, around the blockchain, you can be sure that even if there is, 40% of the network down, remaining 60% will help you to use your utilities and services that you purchased. So this is the base of the blockchain technology.
Thank you, Darko, for answering. I want to also hear from the audience. Are you guys following? And do you like the answers? It's always great to hear your feedback. So go ahead, keep commenting. If we don't, no, they don't. No, they're not.
No. I'm reading the question. Sorry for that, because this question I love as well.
Yes, go ahead.
This is the second philosophy which is behind the blockchain. And that's why I'm so passionate about that. Blockchain is not belonging to anyone. This is real democracy. This means it's not the question. Yes, it's not a question of the big companies like Facebooks and so on. There is a new form of the companies called DAO. So this is something totally new. These are the structures, let's say, which are community driven, and they are deciding what is happening with what. Means, for example, decentralized, it's even not owned. So Decentraland means one of the famous metaverse in the moment is owned by such a DAO, means a community-based structure. So there is no company behind. So this is something which is, from the philosophical point of view, perfect. So this is Web3.
Yes, it sounds like utopia, but it is already there, and it's true, it's happening. Ronald, yes, definitely very high potential for retailers and for brands. Absolutely high potential, and that is something.
Jose agrees.
Yeah, we do agree too. Thank you. That is something else I wanted to mention and to talk about. What can we expect from retailers in Metaverse in the near future, and why is that opportunity for retailers? I think we kind of started this topic. Basically, one of the daily reports in 2020 is stating how the future of retailing is omni-channel. And we see that happening already. Metaverse will be one additional channel. And before I dive just a bit deeper into this topic, I would love to share that the word meta comes from Greek, and it means beyond. Its meaning is there is always something next happening. There is always a next chapter in the story. This is the next chapter in the story of the future of retailing, Metaverse. This will be a new digital space for retailers to reach their audience. And of course, retailers will have to adapt in terms of who is their audience and where are they, what is their target market, and how are they acting, because research is showing that men are mostly using NFTs so far, and mostly Gen Z. But we can also see it's a new universe, 100%, Milica. Thank you for your comment. But we can also see high fashion brands, which usually have a female audience, engaging in this a lot. So no matter the audience, I'm pretty sure all brands and retailers will find their path through Metaverse to claim their space and actually be in contact with their audience. Only barrier to entering Metaverse will be that hardware. So VR, AR glasses, and as soon as we cross that barrier, and pretty soon we will, it will be so easy to enter Metaverse. And those new levels of engagement that retailers will have access to will give open hands to content creation departments, and it will be a completely new way of retailing. So I definitely think that we will see more retailers, and I'm looking forward to a LinkedIn Live similar to this one in maybe 6 months to see, so we can see and talk about what have happened.
Thank you, Teodora. This is great. So maybe I can just add some points which are, I don't know, very impressive for me personally, because I see not only the retailers that we know today that they are changing and that they are adding in the new products and the new concepts. I see the totally new retail concepts, so which are just popping up here. For example, there is a liquor store, let's say in US, which is selling actually the NFTs, and the bottles are related to those NFTs. And those guys are not selling just the NFTs, which would basically mean the digital signature or digital certificate that you are owning the bottle. They are storing the bottle. So this means the actual business is storage of the bottle, which is belonging to somebody. So this is totally new service.
Yes,
this is
yes.
something great.
That's the blog bar we mentioned, and like you mentioned,
Exactly,
it's a
yes.
completely new business with NFTs. So they exist and they mean something, but they have completely different usage. They can be a revenue stream or a marketing tactic or help you have a storage business. So once we talk about it and we expand its usage and its philosophy, it's even more fantastic to me, if you ask me, because the philosophy behind it is just so great that once we learn about it and learn the possibilities of its usage, we will have many new concepts arise. On
the beginning, we had a guest from New York here. So let me mention you one example from New York. I don't know if you mentioned Gary Vee, who is a guru in the marketing and especially in NFT space. He is just now opening the restaurant in New York, and you can access this restaurant only if you are, let's say, the owner of the membership token. I think this restaurant is called Fly Fish or something like that. So it's something very unique. So you can even not call and book the table if you don't have the token. And now let me use this small concept, let's say, as a bridge for the next topic that I would like to discuss. And this means the opportunities and technologies. Let's use this example. So, okay, there is a guy in the restaurant which has to check if you have the token if you call him. How is he doing that? So he has to, he cannot ask you, do you have the token? Of course, everybody would say, yes, I have the token. I have the NFT. So can I get the table? Sure not. So there is some kind of technology that he has to log in somewhere. He has to search some kind of database. He has to check if this customer really has the token. Later, if this customer is approaching the store, he has to be able to check it somehow automatically. He will for sure not take the paper and check the names and the number of tokens, which are that long. So there is a totally new world of the technologies which are behind. And company like we are have to produce them. So not only for the retailer, the metaverse is a big opportunity. It's also for us as an IT company, unbelievable big opportunity. And I just mentioned one. Another one, I'm planning by myself to implement NFTs for us, for our company. We have online portal. Well, in this portal, the retailers can log in and download the documents which they need from the different countries and so on. Now I need a technology which can be integrated with digital wallet so that nobody has to enter anything. You just go there, call the internet page, connect your wallet. Our software will check if you have the needed token, needed NFT, and the documents will be released. We don't know to program that. It's not our core business. We are doing fiscal things, but other companies will do that. So we will purchase the service from other companies. This means the new opportunities are just popping up. Let me come back to the metaverse and technology in the metaverse. So what do I think? What has to be done additionally, or what will come as the next from the technology point of view? We have to think about the future. First, I think you remember our example in the beginning, 2 houses and 2 different persons. One purchased one house and another one purchased second one. And if they meet, they will communicate. This is something which is definitely not yet that powerful in the metaverse. I cannot really communicate with other persons which are over there. So I know some friends of me are playing Roblox, for example, during their business trips with their children. So they are hanging together with the children in the Roblox. Imagine that the one parent is maybe in US and his child is in Germany. So they are playing together Roblox. great in Metaverse, but they cannot communicate. They are communicating via WhatsApp or whatever, or some other chat tool. So this means these communication tools and platforms are not well done from my point of view yet. So we have to, we will definitely see there something. If we compare this with retail, on what are the retailers doing in the moment, imagine the store opening party. You have to communicate and in that kind of environment. So you will need this kind of tools to enable, let's say, your visitors, for example, during the store opening, to communicate with each other. This means the communication is definitely a point. Second point is integration between POS systems as we know it today and POS systems which are actually not really existing in the metaverse yet. So the existing, in the real world existing POS software has to be changed, has to be adapted and implemented for the metaverse, because retailer wants to sell even real products in the metaverse. So the point of sale has to be able to support that. Otherwise, what do you think? Why Shopify already adapted the software so that you are really able to sell NFTs on the Shopify's POS? They are thinking a little bit ahead in the future. So there will be definitely new POS applications, or the existing one has to be changed. Then think about extension of existing customer loyalty solutions. If I'm the card owner, for example, from Kaufland, from Germany, and I have the card which I can use in the stores basically to collect some points or whatever, I want to be able to use the same card in the metaverse. I want to go into the metaverse to buy maybe some NFTs from Kaufland and to collect the points on the same account. I don't want to have two cards. So this means the one new system in the metaverse and the existing one have to be linked together, have to be integrated. It's definitely something which is coming up in the near future. And then, and this is my favorite, you have to implement the connection between virtual world and real world. Imagine that you are in the supermarket, Carrefour. They just bought the land in the sandbox. They build up the supermarket over there. You go through the supermarket, you purchase your products or you take them. You go out of the store. Of course, this can be done easily. And just 5 minutes later, it's ringing on your door. There is a purchase, delivery guy brought it to you. Exactly what you choose in the metaverse. Why not? We have everything what is needed. We just need an integration between existing systems. So I think this is definitely what is coming. There is a comment that it's very similar to Minecraft. Yes, all of those words are in the moment very similar to the Minecraft way how to present 3D worlds. But if you see the gaming engines like I think Unity, I'm not that deep in the gaming environment, but I think Unreal is one of them. You cannot differentiate anymore if it's real environment, if it's real photography and video, or it's just created by 3D game engine. So the next stage, which is actually already there, soon, definitely, it will be reality, let's say, so real worlds. So I think we will leave the Minecraft environment and we will go direction real, almost real, let's say, environment. Shweta Kumari is asking, metaverse is not for blind people. Yeah, this is not right. What about the health issue of using those glasses? So very good topic. So, and unfortunately, I think that in the moment, nobody is taking care about that. Not only about the health issues from the body perspective, I think also psychologically from addiction point of view. And
I would like to jump in. It's the same like we had with social media, and I don't know if you've seen maybe the documentary movie Social Dilemma. If you haven't,
yes,
it's definitely my recommendation. I'm pretty sure in a couple of years we'll have the Metaverse dilemma. And this is a great question, but
right.
This is still emerging technology, and I'm pretty sure we don't have those conclusions yet. The social conclusion, like Darko mentioned, addiction conclusion, what will actually mean for the society and its habits and the community in general. We still don't have any answers, but there are questions. So great question. We don't have an answer to yet. But like I said, maybe sometimes in the future, we can definitely discuss it.
I'm really curious what will happen in the future from that perspective, ethical perspective and the healthy perspective. And so we will see, because there has to be something. It's not good in yet, from my point of view, in the moment. Let's come to the fiscalization, because I gave you a picture about the world. How do I see it from the technical point of view? Let's talk about the fiscalization a little bit. What is actually fiscalization? Fiscalization is a law, more or less, which is defined by the government in order to control something, let's say, in this case, VATs and taxes. This will never change. So the governments want to control whatever is related to the taxes. This is good. So this is the way like the life is and the like our world is. What do you think? Will they ever exclude Metaverse? Never, of course. If you are able to sell in the Metaverse, you have to pay taxes. That's it. In the moment, it's not really controlled, because it's like internet on the beginning. You can do whatever you want. In the moment, in the internet, e-commerce, it's controlled, and it's getting more and more controlled. In many countries, e-commerce is even fiscal. In other countries, it's getting fiscal. It's the same for the Metaverse. In the moment, nobody's taking care of that because it's too fast. Everything is developing very fast, and the governments are more or less surprised, like we are. I am surprised as well, and I am from the technology company, so I should not be surprised, but I am. So this means they are surprised, but I know, and we are discussing it with some of the governments in the world, there are already working groups, let's say, on the governmental sides, which are taking care about cryptocurrencies, about blockchain, and about trading all of those things in different areas, like, for example, in Metaverse. So sooner or later, and I think sooner, for sure, there will be some extensions of the existing fiscal laws. But now, can you imagine the countries which have a fiscal laws which are dictating the use of the hardware? They will have a big problems, because you cannot use the fiscal hardware, like fiscal printer, for example, in Metaverse. How? Even if you have a signature device, like, for example, in Austria or even in Germany, TSE, you will not be able to use the hardware, piece of the hardware, because it's not simply not existing in the Metaverse. So this means the countries like, for example, Czech Republic, Slovak Republic, Slovenia, Croatia, and so on, which have a software-related fiscalization, they will have advantage, because they will easily integrate into the Metaverse. It's just another stream of tax-related data. If you have to use the hardware, the picture is totally different. That's why I'm expecting that Metaverse will push the countries to modernize the fiscal laws which are hardware related. And I hope this will happen, because the software related fiscal laws are much more convenience for the retailer and creating much more opportunities. So this is how I see it in the relation of the fiscalization. Maybe slowly we are coming to the end. Teodora, could you give us some ideas and recommendations that we could have towards retailers?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for giving back the mic to me, Darko. I would slowly, yes, it's mine now. I would slowly love to wrap up everything I've said. The question is, what can retailers expect? What is the recommendation? What should they do related to the Metaverse? I wanted to say universe. Notice the difference.
Digital.
Universe.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Is there a future in Metaverse and NFTs for retailers? The answer is absolutely yes. But retailers have to pay attention to their brand and target market, like I mentioned earlier. I will just give you a few numbers. In 2019, First Fashion House sold their digital dress for £7,500. And I mentioned Dolce & Gabbana's Impossible necklace, which was sold just a few months ago for $300,000. You can see the span of the price in only 2 years. Only 2 years. And we're just starting to talk about it. So if the answer is there a future for retailers in the Metaverse? The answer is absolutely yes. Brands should include it in their own marketing strategy. which is, I'm assuming, already omni-channel, but it will definitely take time and research to adapt to this, and completely new, you said in the beginning, dreams. And I think this is really great explanation, even though it sounds maybe not serious, but it is definitely serious. I think content creation departments will have a huge task in front of them, but actually a really inspiring and great task to bring to bring brand awareness and actually get closer to the customers in Metaverse. The goal of Metaverse will not be to buy something, right? Customers and users are entering Metaverse for experience, for a journey, for a quest, but it will be a great place for increasing brand awareness and engaging with customers, like I said. So my recommendation would definitely be that this is a new way of marketing. It is definitely becoming the part of omni-channel strategies, and it is here to evolve and stay, 100% stay.
I totally agree with you, yeah.
I think that is true for retailers, but I would like to comment on the opportunity that other companies may have with Metaverse, and we individually. I think that Metaverse is a great opportunity for everyone, and for other IT companies, there will be place for sure. We mentioned Facebook, and the fact that it renamed itself to Meta means that they are thinking huge. And what we found out is that they are aiming to go beyond entertainment for Metaverse and create virtual workspaces, homes, and experience for all ages. So if you think this big, you can definitely see there is opportunity for other IT companies. So we will have to adapt or miss the train. And I think this is the train we do not want to miss, definitely. Privately, this is huge opportunity for everyone, but it can also be risky. So my advice would definitely be to follow thought leaders and learn about it. And I would love to mention Gary Vee, one of the thought leaders we love to follow and listen to. He said that you shouldn't do anything before investing 50 hours in research. So if this only 1 hour kind of inspired you to think about it, my recommendation would be to at least spend 5 hours in research, then 10, and then see, is it worth your time and, of course, money. It depends on a person, right, and your preferences, but it is definitely something at least valuable to read and research a bit.
Maybe to give an example how we are preparing ourselves. So we started internally in our company some kind of first analysis, of course, of those situations that are just popping up and everything what is created around us. Then we created based on that. We call it masterclass, but actually it's online education. It's training. First, we done it for our employees, but then we saw that it's very interesting for everybody, and we open it for the publicity. We will have 2 sessions, and both of them are containing, I think, 7 or 8 sub-sessions, let's say. And first is just starting in 2 weeks, I think, and this will be in Serbian language. But starting in April, we will run the same masterclass, and it's around 9 or 10 hours of these topics. We will start the English version in April somewhere, and this will be opened for everyone as well, and it's free of charge. So whoever wants to join, feel free. You are very welcome, and we will share everything what we learned to prepare our company and our employees with you, if you join us, of course. If you want, yes, this is good. Thank you, Milica. We prepared a Discord server as well. On Discord server, we are, let's say, chatting and exchanging the information related to this training, but also related to any kind of topics related to the blockchain, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and so on. So to that new world, let's say. So feel free to join us as well. And just to show you, I was a few days ago, I just saw how some other companies are preparing themselves, and I was very surprised because I learned that there is a new job title, let's say, in the some of the companies called CMO. And no, it's not Chief Marketing Officer, it's a Chief Metaverse Officer. So I was really, really surprised. And this is not Facebook. guys. It's a different company. So the future is already there.
The future is already here, 100%. 100%.
Let's close with these words, because I think this is perfect to make this session closing now. First, thank you to you, Teodora. It was great pleasure, better than with Roland. So, next time, I'm expecting you again.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was my pleasure to talk to you and to everyone, and I'm really looking forward to the next event, 100%.
You will be our guest for sure again. Thank you to our audience. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any kind of questions, join us on our Discord server, and we will be very happy to chat about it. You see, we love chatting, so let's continue over there. See you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Bye.